brand new set Silver Tempest has been out for a while now, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the top 10 most expensive cards from Silver Tempest. Let's go and find out. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing great. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're taking a look at the top 10 most expensive cards from Silver Tempest. Now I must say, some of these cards are actually cheaper than I thought they were going to be. There's one really expensive card, and kind of everything else is middle of the road level of expensive. We're not talking about Evolving Skies or Brilliant Stars or anything like that. This is actually a lot cheaper. So let's find out. Coming in at number 10, we have Friends in Gala Trainer Gallery. Now, there are quite a few expensive Trainer Gallery cards in this set. This is actually a really good Trainer Gallery. Quite tough to pull though. Full art trainers are quite hard to pull in this set. I don't know why, but the pull rates are really tough for full art trainers in Silver Tempest. And this is coming at around $24. And as you can see from the graph, it has dropped quite significantly, but that's fine. It will go up over time. But like I say, it's one of these, but Trainer Gallery makes it exciting. When you open up these sets, anything with Trainer Gallery gives you that extra value in the pack. And this is one of the most expensive ones. Now, there are a ton of good Trainer Galleries in this set, not quite as good as Lost Origin or Astral Radiance or even Brilliant Stars. I actually think this is probably one of the weakest Trainer Galleries going, but nonetheless this is still quite a pricey card, sitting around $24. It's probably going to drop below 20 but then tick up over time as this set gets older, but it is coming in at number 10. Coming at number 9, we have just a regular V-Star, and that's the Lugia V-Star. There are a ton of Lugias in this set, similar to Brilliant Stars and Charizards. There's loads of Lugias, so if you like Lugia like I do, then this is the set for you, right? And this is a V-Star. We're not talking about rainbows or golds, just a regular V-Star. And it is sitting up quite high at the moment, at around $25. That's really interesting. Now, we saw the Charizard V-Star from, Brilliant Stars holding good value. It has been holding incredible value, whereas other V-Stars kind of fall by the wayside a bit. They usually are around $10 or less. This is actually holding pretty strong. Will it drop? Yeah, it will continue to drop below $20, may as low as $15. But, it will go back up over time. Now, one good thing with Lugia is it's such an iconic Pokemon that has, again, like Charizard and Pokemon like that, kind of hold that additional value and additional desire for these cards. So that is going to help with this V-Star keeping up its value. It's not too bad if you do pull this card. Then at number 8, we actually have our first rainbow card in this list, and that is the Rainbow Serena. Now, this is one of the most expensive full art trainer cards we'll see later on in this list. The rainbow version is cheaper, sitting at around about $31, $32. And that's actually quite interesting because rainbow cards aren't easy to pull. They really aren't. But rainbow trainers tend to be worth less than full art trainers these days, which is actually quite interesting. I find rainbows a lot harder to pull than full art trainers, although full art trainers are tougher to pull in this set compared to other sets. Probably one of the reasons why some of the normal full art trainers actually hold pretty good value, and we'll see later on this list at the other Serena. But this is a cool trainer card nonetheless, coming in at number 8. Next, we have the gold Lugia V-Star. Now, we've already seen the regular V-Star. Now we have the gold. I think this looks absolutely fantastic, this card. And this has actually gone the opposite of a load of the other cards in this set. Actually been going up, and it's been sitting at around nearly $40 for this card. Not easy to pull. It really isn't that easy to pull at all. We were looking at pull rates the other day, and these are hard to get. Very tough. And it is a beautiful, stunning card. And again, Lugia, similar to the regular V-Star, iconic. It will hold its value considerably well. In fact, it's going up compared to a lot of the other cards which are doing the opposite. So I can see this card climbing over time, maybe even reaching that $50 mark. There's one thing to keep an eye on with this card. Will it climb? Will it drop? We have to wait and see. If the pull rates are still tough, then this will hold its value. And then we're on to the Rainbow V-Star. Now, I actually prefer this. Normally I like the gold, but I have to admit the Rainbow is pretty cool. Again, sitting around $40, very similar, basically identical to the gold, except this has gone the opposite. This has been dropping very rapidly since release. But this is one of, if not the hardest card in pull rates to get in the set. Like 1 in 1,700 packs or something. Very tough to pull. So if you do get this card, it's going to be really good. We saw it in Pokemon Go with the Rainbow Mewtwo V-Star. Like, that was rising up in price because the pull rates was really tough to get. But we could see the same thing happen to the Lugia. Now, I don't expect it to be like the Charizard V-Star Rainbow from Brilliant Stars, but I do feel it will go the same way as the Giratina, where it's, because it's so tough to pull, and again iconic, it will go up over time. So I would expect this to kind of balance out pretty soon, and maybe start to uptick in a few months' time. Right, coming into the top 5 now, we have another Trainer Gallery card. Now, this is the most expensive Trainer Gallery card. Rayquaza VMAX coming in $41 to $42. Has dropped massively. We're not talking about crazy Rayquazas from Evolving Skies, but again, it is Rayquaza. This is the most expensive Trainer Gallery card. This is going to be the hardest one to pull as well. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. We know that Rayquaza holds incredible value, and this is probably one of the most sought after cards to get in the set, but also in the Trainer Gallery. Like I said, the Trainer Gallery is kind of weak. This kind of helps it a little bit. Still, in my opinion, it's not that great compared to some of the other sets. But this is holding strong at around $40. Will I see it going back up? It'll be a while. I think this card will probably drop maybe to around $30 and kind of level out. And it will tick back up over time once it's, set, down the line, maybe a year or so. We have to wait and see. All depends on the overall pull rates of this card. It is quite tough to pull, so that might help keep its value a little bit, but I don't see it holding that strong. Okay, now we're on to the most expensive full art trainer in the set, and that is Serena. Now, this is really interesting. Normally, full art trainers in English sets don't have incredibly high value. They just don't, okay? This is sitting at around $45 right now. Here's the interesting thing. It's because it's really tough to get full art trainers in this set. I don't know why, but it really is. And this is probably the most expensive full art trainer, I believe, in the Sword and Shield era. Now, I could be wrong, but I think it is. I think it's the highest valued full art trainer that we've seen. We normally see others sitting at around maybe $10, $15, nothing really high. 45 is pretty high, in all honesty. Other trainers that have kind of hit the high mark have been other Marnie trainers. But this is very, very expensive. I kind of feel like this is kind of fighting for Marnie, which was back in Sword and Shield base set. I think that was around $45 as well, $40 to $45. These two are pretty much duking it out for the most expensive full art trainers. We've seen Rainbow trainers get pretty high. We've seen other full art trainers, getting good value. Marnie's Pride, Cynthia's Ambition, things like that. They tend to be pretty good, but nothing on this scale. Very, very interesting. I will think this will continue to drop, probably to as low as 30 to 35, only because it is just a full art. It is tough to pull, but compared to some of the other rarities and the other cards in the set, I don't think it will hold that high, even though it's doing pretty well right now. Coming into the top 3, we are moving on to the alt art, and it is the Regidrago alt art. Now, this is awesome. We have pulled it live on stream. Very nice card indeed. Very cool artwork with the Lugia in the background. I really, really like this card, actually. Now, this set actually has 4 alternate arts. One of them doesn't even make the top 10. That is very, very interesting. That is the Skuntank. It is pretty low as an alt art. But this is doing pretty well. $55 has been dropping quite a bit. That's one thing to take into consideration. 55, that's not too bad. I mean, if you take a look at a set like Brilliant Stars, the third most expensive card in that set is the Arceus alt art, and that's sitting at around $40 to $45. But this is not too bad at the moment. Again, if you look at Astral Radiance as another comparison, alt arts, the Palkia is the third most expensive card in the set, and that's sitting around $45. Now, this will continue to drop probably to similar levels, maybe $40, $45. I expect this to keep going down. As you can see, it has been dropping since. It's a cool alt art, but I don't think it's that great to hold for the long term. I do expect this to be going probably around that 40 to 45 mark, maybe even less. I have to wait and see. Okay, missing out on the top spot, we have the Crazy Alphabet. That is the Unknown V alt art, sitting at $57. Again, similar to the Regidrago. I kind of feel like it will hold for a while, but it will drop eventually. And it's a cool artwork. I'm not gonna lie, really cool, very unique. The downside, I kind of feel like, is it doesn't have that, chase for it. It's okay, it's pretty cool, but it's not big. It's not a really crazy Pokemon or crazy artwork. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like, it's no Aerodactyl, it's no Giratina or anything like that. It's no Machamp, so it's not holding up that great. I think it will sit around 40 to 45. I think it will be higher than the Regidrago, but I kind of feel like it'll be sitting around that 40, 45 mark, similar to some of the arts we see from the other sets as well. That's one thing to take into consideration. Okay, before we get into number 1, before we see what number 1 is, although I kind of think we all guess what it is. If you made this far into the video, guys, make sure to smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, drop a comment down below. What is your favorite card from Silver Tempest, and have you pulled it yet? Mine personally, I would probably have to say it's gonna have to be the Art Lugia or the Rainbow Lugia VStar. I love Lugia, one of my favorite Pokemon. We kind of know what number 1 is. Let's see if it's as expensive as we thought it was going to be. Alright, big boy Lugia. Now, here's the interesting thing with Lugia. I thought it was going to be more expensive than the Giratina. And it started off way more expensive. The Giratina actually had a jump after release. This hasn't. This has gone in the opposite direction. And I kind of feel like one of the reasons why is actually the pull rates for the alt arts in this set are not as tough as they are in Lost Origin, as an example. The overall pull rates from this set are a bit weaker than Lost Origin, but to hit the top end cards like the alt art Vs, they are a little bit easier. Still like 1 in over 600 packs, but nowhere near as the 1 in over 800 packs in Lost Origin. Lugia is really cool, very awesome artwork. I kind of feel like this will drop below $200 pretty quickly. I don't feel like it will hold that well, to be honest, unlike the Giratina. Now, don't get me wrong, over $200 for any card, you know, straight after release is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I think we kind of spoiled with the Umbreon from Evolving Skies, but these cards are very, very strong. Now, I kind of feel like, it will drop below 200, maybe 180, but it will go back up over time. It really depends how much of this set is going to get opened. People like the set. I kind of feel like it's a little bit worse than some of the other sets. You know, I kind of feel like it's weaker than Lost Origin in my opinion, because it has a weaker trainer gallery. But overall, I do feel like this is a pretty cool card. Very awesome for any collection, and I don't really see the point in buying it for the price it is right now, because it will drop. I've seen more people pull this than I have like the Skunk Tank. I mean, Skunk Tank is not really worth much, but I've seen more people pull the Lugia. Again, pull rates have a massive impact on the value of the card and also the desire to open the set, and overall have an impact on the value of the set. There's one thing to take into consideration, because this is easier than the Giratina. I expect this to be cheaper than the Giratina, at least for the moment. We have to wait and see over time. You know, we start seeing like the Art Charizard from Brilliant Stars ticking up. That did drop a fair bit after it was getting pulled quite a lot, so it's interesting to see where this will be in the next 6 to 12 months. There you have it, guys. Those are the top 10 most expensive cards from Silver Tempest. Of course, Lugia was going to be number 1, but it's actually lower than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be sitting pretty well above the 250, pushing towards the 300 mark, but it's actually not. It's actually dropping quite fast compared to the Giratina, of course, from Lost Origin. You know, it's doing a lot better than the Machamp. It's doing a lot better than some of the other sets, some of the older non-trainer gallery sets, but it is pretty expensive. The other expensive cards in set, the other arts, kind of weak in my opinion. They're not very strong. The Unknown, the Regidrago, and the Skunk Tank, they're going to be, you know, around that $40 or less. Not very strong at all. Overall, I do feel like there are some great cards in this set, but I do feel like this is probably the 3rd weakest trainer gallery set. I kind of feel like Brilliant Stars number 1, Lost Origins number 2. This is number 3, and Natural Radiance is number 4. Anyway, guys, that is it from me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you guys are the legends. Guess what? I'll see you all next one.